Good evening, Tarot fans, and welcome to Tarot Thursday. This is Reverend Mary, and with me is Reverend Bryan.
Yay.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Did you have fun by yourself last week, Mary?
I did have fun by myself, and Ed did join me for a little bit.
Ah. I was trying not to die.
I know, you were trying not to sweat into a miserable puddle.
And we're going to try that again tonight.
And I appreciate you sticking it out with me. So before we get going, we'll go over our disclaimers. We're not medical people, so we can't do readings about your health. We're not legal people, so we can't do readings about your lawsuits or other legal matters. We can't predict the gender of your unborn offspring, but congratulations. And we can't predict the outcome of elections or global conflicts. So, having said all that, if you have a question for us, post it in chat. And we'll be happy to do a 3-card reading. And Felicia has asked us for a general reading. Oh, let me
I just
get.
realized the restream didn't connect to my page. Oh, there it went.
It has been taking it a minute to connect. We are up on 12 channels at the moment.
I just had to flip mine to on.
Okay. We love seeing you.
Oh, where did all that cut? Wow, that was fast.
Hello, Mary Ann. So it's the middle of the winter for you. You must be in the southern winter hemisphere. Every summer there is awful. Sorry we missed you last week. I'm having a pretty good week. Hello to Erie Love, and we'll do a general reading for you. Hi, Michael. Good to see you, and we'll do a reading for you as well. Reverend Don was doing readings on midday, and for the people he didn't get to, he told them to come see us tonight.
Ah, I was at work.
I was at work.
It was General's big staff meeting day. Dun, dun, dun.
Was it the how are you feeling today?
No. Thank the goddess it was not feelings meeting day. And I get to miss feelings meeting next week because I'm on vacation. Huzzah. I danced my happy butt out the office today.
Are you off tomorrow?
I'm off from tomorrow until Monday the 22nd.
And Darcy points out there were some feelings.
Well, in a social services organization, there are always feelings.
Okay, Felicia, the first card I've got for you is the moon. So, in your whatever is going on in your life, the cards are saying that you need to apply your magic to it. We have the Four of Wands. The picture here is of a wedding, but this could be any kind of a formal partnership. So, in whatever you are seeking to achieve right now, you do need to partner with someone or with several people to achieve your goal. And finally, I've got the veil. So, this card is encouraging you again to look beyond the mundane and into the magical realm to find your outcome. And I'm going to pull one more card for a little more clarity. And I found the Six of Cups, which is suggesting that someone from your past will assist you. So, again, we're going back to the idea that you need to be working with other people to achieve your current goals.
So we're gonna go with that other people thing because when Mary's not reading cards, she's playing with numbers. So we got lots of twos. So we got the Two of Wands to start. So I would say exploring those new partnerships and new places in the world that you want to focus on would be great. I also pulled the Two of Cups, which is about partnerships and duality. So definitely I see some creative juices flowing with another person. And the last card I pulled is the Ace of Wands, which is about inspiration. So I do see a lot of new inspiration and potential, but definitely with a buddy. So whatever it is your brain is cooking up, you're not doing it alone. So hopefully you know who this other person is.
All right. And next up is Eerie Love.
Awesome.
And Eerie Love has asked for a general reading about the start of the new school year.
As a student or a teacher, Eerie?
You are most welcome, Felicia. Hope that was helpful.
Bye, Felicia. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
You're going to be in that mood tonight.
I'm on vacation. I can be in whatever mood I want.
I am going to start dinging you at 6 a.m. And someone is asking me about my hat.
You and your
It says, as a parent to an autistic kid who had to change schools. As a grandparent of an autistic kid, I can tell you I know that's rough. Marianne, I got my hat from Torrid, and Torrid should be giving me a commission on these hats. Let me tell you.
You can go get a partnership.
You know, I'm thinking I should write them about this.
You should. Would you like me to draft a letter for you?
Well, you're going on vacation.
Who said I'm not bringing my iPad on vacation? I have a paper to work on.
Okay.
All right. Would you like me to go first?
If you're ready, go.
All right. So, Eerie, the new school year will be a good one, if I would say, because the first card I pulled is the Chariot, which is about victory. So I would say that this changing of schools is for the best. And as a neurospicy autistic person, I will say that change is scary, but sometimes needed. So be prepared that change for them might be hard. However, the Eight of Wands says there will be some progress and rapid movement. So again, change, good. Rapid progress, probably not so good. 19, I pulled the Sun, which is the 19th card, which is about joy and happiness. So I will say that overall the school year is going to be good for you and for your child, but bear in mind that change is hard.
Okay, so the first two cards I'm going to show you
before you read.
Oh,
so we had two questions about gender affirmingness and TGNB things. I would say, one, Darcy, reframe your question around self-care for your affirming care, less about the medical. And then Anissa, I am going to push back on your question. As a trans person, I would never ask the cards about whether I should explore gender fluidity. I would say that you should do some shadow work and journaling around your feelings around gender, whether it be your gender expression or your gender identity. Please continue.
All right. So, Erie, I pulled, first of all, both the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Wands. And both of these cards indicate waiting. So I think things may get off to a slow start, or maybe this is how you're feeling right now. Things aren't moving. Then I pulled Heart, which means you are really, really invested in your child. So I pulled one more and I got the Ace of Lamps. In the deck I'm using, the Tarot of Hecate, lamps refers to spirituality and magic. So I'm going to encourage you to employ some magic for your child. And then I'm pulling the Ace of Wands, which is about passion and movement. So I think overall it is going to be fortunate. All right. And now we're going to scroll back up because we've gotten awfully chatty here.
We love chatty people.
I do too, and but I gotta go roll back up to see who's next. All right.
So
Reverend,
Marianne, I think Marianne is next, then Vanya, and then Darcy.
you're missing Michael. Michael is next.
Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, you know why? Because Michael came in. It came in twice. Sorry, Michael.
Yeah.
I saw
Michael
that.
has asked for a general read.
So
Then
then,
Marianne is
so it's
next.
Michael, Marianne, Vanya, Darcy. Ta-da.
Yes.
See, I can walk and chew gum, and whistle, and tie my shoelaces.
You're doing better than me. I
I just don't
concentrate
do
on
feelings.
one thing at a time usually.
Just no feelings.
Yeah, at 6:30 every morning I'm going to text you about my angsty feelings about going to work.
You text me at 6:30 in the morning, you might actually get me because your 6:30 is my 7:30, and that's when I wake up. Nice try though. So Michael, first card I have is the Magician. As usual, Michael, you're manifesting something. Go figure.
You're always up to something, Michael.
That exact. My cards are doing the thing. Just go with it. The second card I pulled is the Ace of Swords. So you're doing the thing, and you're talking about it. Again, it's what Michael does. And I get to be this way because Michael knows me really well. The third card I pulled is the Four of Pentacles. Now, the Four of Pentacles is about control and stability. So you're manifesting and talking a lot about life changes. It's time for you to go stabilize thyself and make a decision. So manifesting is good. Thinking and communicating is good. But now it's time for you to do the thing. So off you go, sir. Do the thing.
All right, Michael. First card I get for you is the Nine of Swords, which is the ghastly nightmare. Now, the thing is, it really can't hurt you. It's just a nightmare. So, whatever you're afraid of, okay, Bryan, whatever you're afraid of, just face it down. It's really worse than you think it is. Then I've got Temperance. So here we've got balance. We've got day and night, light and dark, male and female, yin and yang. And this is about balance, and it's also about bringing forth a whole that is greater than the sum of the parts. So, yeah, you're manifesting something and it's going to be awesome. And then I've got the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is talking about having the resources to do what you need to do and using them wisely. So you have what you need to do. You have everything you need to manifest your goals. So go do it, Michael.
Oh, look, we did it again. Tink.
We did it. All right. So after Michael,
Marianne.
we're going to scroll down. Marianne is asking for a general reading. I'm still receiving 1111. I had to shout out yesterday. What am I meant to be doing with my life? Well,
Stop
Marianne,
staring at the clock.
I still look at the clock at 11:11 a lot and at 1:11. I just happen to note the time. And as we've discussed before, 11 in numerology is the number of psychism and teaching. So that's what you're here to do. Now, it's up to you to figure out how you're supposed to manifest those things. You can see what I do on Thursday night.
People tell me all about their astrology accidentally at work all the time. Oops.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And
That was fun.
mhm.
Now, mind you, they also have me. I seem to be modding the astrology chat at work. So, people say things and I absorb information.
Mhm. And
So,
that's so funny that you're doing astrology at work.
it's because in the work that I do and working within the queer population, everybody knows they're like big three and they think it's impressive. So I
Mhm.
finally every time they do birthday shout outs, they're like, oh, it's Cancer season. Oh, it's Leo season. Oh, there are so many whatever's here. And I'm like, can I have the rest of the information, please? So
Cool.
So the first card I pulled, Marianne, is the Six of Wands, which is about victory and validation. Well, Mary's here to validate you about your 1111 feels because numbers is what she does. So victory. That's kind of how it happens at work too. People share things and the cards do what they do. The Seven of Pentacles is about investment and patience. So while you do not understand why this number keeps coming up, I would suggest just being patient or talking to Miss Mary and giving her some coin and she'll tell you more. Patience. And then in this deck, this card is a lot of fun to look at. In other decks, not so much. The Tower. Now, the Tower is not a bad thing. The Tower is about, well, in this case, pretty environmental chaos. But it is what you make of it. Either, you're looking at the tree being struck by lightning or you're looking at the squirrel looking up at the tree being struck by lightning. So I would say don't be distracted by all of these continuous messages. I would say that, again, pay attention to people around you, like Mary, and take note of it, write it down, and, see what it comes of it. Obsessing about it isn't going to help, but acknowledging it and tracking it can be useful. So I hope that was helpful.
All right. So the first card I have for you is the Magus. So the Magus is basically saying you have the power to manifest your destiny. You can make what you want out of your life. Then we have the Emperor, who in many decks represents temporal authority. In this deck, he's tied more to the idea of the cycles of time. and using those cycles to your advantage. So you can use the mages to manifest whatever is happening in this cycle right now to your advantage. And then we have the moon for the second time this evening. And this one is always also talking about using magic for manifestation. We also have three major arcana cards in one reading. So it's very significant. So it's all about the fact that you can manifest what you want at this point. So it's not, what am I meant to be doing with my life, Marianne? It is, what do you want to do with your life? Because you can manifest the life you want. You have a lot of talent. So, what do you want to do with that talent? But it's your call. And honestly, nobody is going to come tap you on the shoulder and say, all right, here's your mission. It only works that way in fantasy novels. I'm sorry. The rest of us have to muddle along till we figure it out.
Or dumb
So
luck.
I hope that's helpful.
All right. I think we're up to Vanya. Well, let's scroll up.
Uh, yes, we are up to Vanya, who is asking for a general reading.
Try not to be so literal, cards.
Your cards are always literal.
Well,
I ask your
they're being
card a
read by
question.
me.
I ask your cards a question and they will say, yes, you can do anything you want and put hard work into it. Well, duh.
Yeah, my cards do that all the time. I asked my cards once about impending chaos, and my cards, I pulled one card, because that's all I thought I needed, and I got the tower. I was like, no, I understand the chaos. I'm not asking, will there be chaos?
You're asking how to manage the chaos.
Chaos. Yes, with more chaos. All right. So,
You know,
Vanya,
that makes a certain amount of sense.
in my world, it does.
No,
What?
if someone's throwing chaos at me, throwing some chaos right back.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. Chaos monkey, here I come. All right. So the first card I have for Vanya is Temperance, which is about balance and patience. So finding your center right now and really grounding in what goals you've already set is going to be important. Not making new ones, balancing what you have on your plate is important, which is easier said than done. I should know. However, the second card I pulled is again very literal in Vanya's text because of what they do, which is creativity and creative expression. So, balancing your creative expression. You have a lot of ideas. Take it slow. Write a list. And this is one of our favorite cards here, which is the 9 of Cups, which is about luxury and splendor and vitality. So, I would say you have everything you need right now, which is great. You have a lot of creative ideas, which being an artist is also great. But balancing all your creative ideas all at once is the struggle. So if I had to focus on something right now, it's balancing all the ideas in your brain. And I pulled one more card because if Don was here, he would. He's another creative brain. And I got the Chariot, which we talked about earlier being about victory and fast progress. So I would say if you focus on the balance aspect, all will be well. You there, or are you frozen?
Oh, I was waiting for you to I was waiting to be sure you were done.
Oh, okay. Your eyebrows weren't moving, and I got scared. Yep, they move now.
All right. The first card I've got for you, Vanya, is the Ten of Swords. And here we see a man with a severed head. Kind of gruesome. But this is actually talking about the end of a cycle. So you finished one thing up. The next card we've got is the Seven of Lamps, and here we see a woman bathing in a lake under the moon, and she is releasing old things, releasing what's holding her back. So you're done with it, let go of it, put it behind you.
Put it
And
in a
then
box.
we've what?
Put it in a box.
And then we've got the Four of Lamps, in which we see a woman who's beginning to realize that the universe is holding a whole lot more for her than what she has learned and experienced so far. So, your past is just that. It's the past. It's over and done with. You learned your lessons. It's time to move on. There's a whole new world waiting for you. I think there's a song about that.
Somewhere.
Mhm. So I hope that's helpful, Vanya.
My cards are being
Okay.
literal again. We love literalness.
Oh, we do.
Oh,
Well, you're
well,
very welcome, Vanya.
so
Yes,
Darcy,
Mary.
Darcy, the
So
first card I pulled,
we're on to
wait,
Darcy.
we're on
Yes.
to Darcy, but wait. So, Darcy, once I pull this card, you have to tell the chat about tomorrow. The first card that I pulled is death or rebirth, depending on the deck. So, I'm gonna let Darcy is a friend of mine, and I know she's getting a tattoo tomorrow that is literally the representation of this card in a different format. Oh, and wait, it's gonna cost money. So I kid you not, and people are gonna laugh at me. These I did not like pull cards out specifically. This is what my cards do with my friends. So you're going to get this tattoo. It's going to cost a lot of money. And then I pulled Mary. So literally, get the tattoo. Yeah, you're spending money, but Mary would do it too. Now, Mary, I'm going to let you tell Darcy your interpretation of the Queen of Swords because I like it better than how I describe it. But the sense is literally, what would Mary do? Get the tattoo.
The Queen of Swords is talking about looking at what worked in the past, what didn't work in the past, and plotting your course forward based on that. Also, take my attitude. You're going to do what you're going to do. You just are.
And I pulled
I've
one more
lived.
card because of this reading is too funny. Oh, your spouse loves the idea of the tattoo too. That is how my cards work, folks. That's what it does. I recently got a new tattoo. All right.
All right. So I've got the Prince of Lamps for you. And the Prince of Lamps is talking about perfecting your magic or spiritual studies. I have the Sun, which is a card of very good fortune. And I have the Six of Pentacles, which means that you are in a good position in the material realm. All your needs are taken care of. You can afford tattoos. and you have enough to share with others. So, things are going well for you, Darcy.
And the question that Darcy has is the tattoos, or this could be related to surgery scheduling too. I'm going to say all of the above because rebirth is rebirth, death is death. So, and knowing what I know about your tattoo journey, yours is like mine. So it's one in the same. Tattoos are sort of the dying part, and the rest is the rebirth part. Ta-da!
All right. We are caught up, folks.
Go team!
All right. So, does somebody else have a question they want to ask us?
I thought you had a question.
I don't know if I want to ask your cards a question.
Okay, let me go.
Okay. I'm working on a project.
Oh, God. I'm working on a project.
I'm working on a project for our Divination TV website. How's it looking?
Looking like
It's
a
gonna.
hard and treacherous project. Okay, let's see here.
Hey, Tina, welcome. Good to see you.
Oh, for the love of the goddess. Okay, here we go. Look, teamwork on a project. Okay. So there's a team involved because we know that Mary doesn't build websites by herself. Why do I know this? Because it's Mary. There's been a few setbacks on said project.
Mostly getting my butt in gear for this particular idea.
Well, there you go. It's fine. Feeling very inspired by your project. Let's do the Don and pull one more. Oh, that's a good phrase for this.
Oh,
We're gonna have to tell him. You're gonna have to tell him that one on Monday because I won't be here. Do the Don.
I will.
You will get victory and big acknowledgement on your project. So go do the project.
Well, apparently, I'm supposed to ask you to help me with this one.
Probably.
All right. And Tina has asked for a reading.
Cool.
What's your question, Tina?
How much wood?
Hardware. Good to see you, my friend.
Every time you mention them, I hear Care Bear. Big hug.
Is the move I'm about to make the right thing to do?
So who are we reading for first, Tina?
Yeah, Tina asked first, then Anissa. We had to clarify Tina's question.
Okay. We gotta make a gif of whatever Don's happy dance is.
Don does not have a happy dance that I'm aware of.
Well, now we're gonna have to make him invent one. Be like adjusting his tie or something.
That would be the best thing for a happy dance for Don.
Oh, Jason, hi, Carell. Please video that for us. Okay, thanks so much. All right. First card I pulled for Tina is the Two of Pentacles. So all moves are about balance, right? If you're in chess, you have to think 3 moves ahead in order for this current move to make sense. So knowing your priorities, having a sense of balance, and having your daily affairs in order is the best for any move, whether it be physical, spiritual, or otherwise. Now, with all moves, however, there's always going to be a bit of competition and rivalry. So I feel like this move, whatever it is something that you've been thinking about a lot. You've been overthinking it a lot. And in the Five of Swords, it looks like a bunch of people. but they all look like they're dressed the same. Stop battling yourself. That is what I feel like you're doing. However, once you get over the stop battling yourself phase, I have once again pulled the Nine of Pentacles. You will get into the indulging yourself and reaping the benefits of this move once you stop overthinking it. I hope that's helpful.
Okay, so the first card I get for you, Tina, is death or transformation. So this move may not be comfortable at first. It's going to cause big changes, okay? However, then I get the Nine of Pentacles, which means you will be sitting in a good place.
We did it.
I get the Ten of Pentacles. So this move is definitely going to pay off for you in the long run. In the short term, it's not going to be very comfortable at first. So push through whatever you got to deal with, okay?
By the way, Mary, we did it.
We did it.
We should ask Nickelodeon. We could use the rights to that part from Dora the Explorer. That should be our phrase that we push the button on when we do it.
I will not be able to go to Lustration in Buffalo. I do not
Tina,
have the
it's
PTO to do
to
it.
be determined if I'm able to attend lustration.
So, well, I'll put it to you this way. If the ancestors were to bless me with the correct lottery numbers, then I will attend Lustration in Buffalo. Hint, hint, ancestors. All right. And Anissa wants to know, should I look for a significant other besides Keith? All right. And hello to Kim. Good to see you. Tina says, I hope to meet you both someday. I'm studying with Phoenix. Ancestors, get on that lotto.
My ancestors don't do the lotto.
I can hear my great grandmother sniffing about gambling, and she is one of my guides. So,
We don't do
but
numbers
somebody
in this family.
has to have lotto numbers. I'm
If
just
I
saying.
had the lotto numbers, would I be hanging out with you right now? Maybe.
Well, I hope you'd still hang out with me. I'd still hang out with you. I'd come see you.
That's no, I meant, but if I had them right this second, I'd be around the
You,
corner.
well, if you had them right this second, I'd think you'd upgrade your living space a bit.
Right. Okay. So could let you take Anissa first.
Well, the first card I've got for you is the stars, which is suggesting that you meditate and think about this carefully yourself. I've got the Prince of Swords. So here we've got air and fire. Be sure you are communicating very clearly because there is a lot of possibility for miscommunication in this situation. And finally, I have the Hermit. And really, the Hermit is saying that you need to use your best judgment and make your own decision. I'll pull one more card, and I've got the Chariot, which is saying that there is some movement on this. So I hope that's helpful, Anissa.
All right. Yay, feelings. So the first card I pulled is the Knight of Cups. So when it comes to your relationship with Keith, one of you is smooth on words and moves. It's not a bad thing. It's fun, but fun only lasts so long. So the question you have to ask yourself in your reflection, which the reason I said reflection is because I pulled the moon, is how long can being smooth with the moves really matter? And really thinking on that. There has to be more than nice talk, flirtation, and fun times. Mary, we did it again. I also pulled the Hermit, which also is about deeper reflection. So there's a lot to a lot to reflect on. And I pulled one more card because I can. And I also pulled to go with the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups, which is the player of all players and makes the Knight of Cups look like a child. Oh wait, that's because he is. So I would say that there's a lot to think about and there's a lot to reflect on. And, I would say that based on other conversations, you have a lot going on. So figuring out what you want and what's best for you should be your main priority right now. But fun is fun. There's nothing wrong with fun. Fun's fun.
Okay, so Zebra has asked for a reading. Janet's asked for a reading. And does anybody else want a reading? If you do, please go ahead and get your question posted in chat.
Before Bryan turns into a puddle.
Normally he'd turn into a pumpkin, but tonight it's a pup.
Helps the pumpkins grow. Did you know July 5th is the official start of spooky season, Miss Mary?
Is it?
According to the internet.
All right. Well, I'll wait and Kim has posted a question. Okay.
And Zebra confirmed. Clarified.
Yeah, Deborah's asking for a general. Janet wants a general, and Kim has a specific question. And probably once we do these three readings, we will be back to the top of the hour. So
Yep.
we'll be closing after these. Although one thing I do want to add, if you want to book a private reading with either of us, you can do so at divinationtv.com.
All right.
All right. So Zebra, before I show you the first card, I need to tell you that when Reverend Don did the Kickstarter for this deck, he gave one of the options was to commission a card. And our friend Fluffy commissioned this card. As you can see, I'm trying to get the glare off of it. It's a wolf who's missing a foot. And Fluffy had had to have a foot amputated shortly before he did this. And he took a medical challenge that a lot of people would find devastating, and he used that to transform his life. Where he is now versus where he was then, the difference is incredible. So, the fluffy card is all about taking your lemons and making incredible lemonade.
Or Dr. Pepper in Fluffy's case.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper in Fluffy's case. The next card I've got for you is the past. So here we see an older woman looking at her younger reflection in the pool. And this card is saying, don't get caught up in your past. Don't get caught up in old associations, old patterns, old negativity. The past is the past. So let go of the past. And then I've got the Ace of Swords. Now, swords are all about communication. So this is talking about communicating clearly. And when the Ace of Swords comes up, there's a decision to be made now or in the near future. Go with your gut and just do it. So I hope you find that helpful.
Oop. Okay. So the first card that I pulled is the Seven of Pentacles. We've talked about this card a little bit this evening. It's usually around hard work paying off. So you're definitely at a point in your life where all of the work that you've put in your younger years is starting to pull to show its fruit, investments, or being in a more sustainable spot. So I would say that's helpful. I pulled the Three of Cups, which is usually around celebration, victory, girls' night out. So I would definitely say that while you're feeling like your hard work is paying off, that you definitely seem like you want to spend more time in community with friends, hanging out, enjoying life than you have been previously. So I would take advantage of that. And then the last card I pulled is the High Priestess, which is about trusting your intuition and really diving deep into that divine goddess energy. So I will say that, during this time, you should definitely focus a little more on you, a little more on friendships, and a little less in the material realm, because you've had your mind focused on the material realm for so long that now it's time to do more community building and more you things.
Okay, Zebra, I hope that's helpful. And oh, I see you said, oh my goodness, that's actually where I'm at. Okay, and Janet has asked for a general. Janet, it's good to see you.
Hold on. Need to lubricate. Much better.
All right, so Janet, the first card I've got for you is the Hanged Man. And this card shows Odin hanging on Yggdrasil or Yggdrasil for the 9 days and 9 nights to gain the wisdom of the runes. So this card is telling you that you need to put in some time studying and learning and be willing to make the sacrifice in order to gain knowledge. Next, we've got the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is saying that there is a situation that is okay. You wish it might be more, but it is okay. And don't throw away something that is good, chasing something you think might be better. Tread carefully. And finally, we've got the soul. And here you can see the mother goddess with a young child. And when this card comes up, it's telling us that the situation you are in contains some life lessons you need to learn. So consider what the universe is teaching you right now. And I hope that's helpful, Janet.
All right. So the first card that I pulled is the Ace of Cups, which is, the purest form of emotion and creativity and free flowing. So I would say right now to focus, or you should be focusing or have been focusing really on yourself, focusing on the I and spreading your love to others, but also filling your own cup. This is a good opportunity to put your cup before the cups of others. The Three of Wands is about persistence and really having to be persistent with that filling of your own cup before helping others because, as they say in the airplane, you are of no use to anyone if you don't put your own mask on first. So it's not being selfish, it is literally following the rules of safe airline flight. And really, the Five of Pentacles is reminding you of past experiences with abandonment and misfortune and what happens when you don't put yourself first or when you don't put your own mask on first. That a piece of you gets lost and a piece of you is unable to fully function and give yourself the best you can to others. So, really, focusing on yourself right now is important because if you don't, you burn yourself out. So, I hope that's helpful.
All right. And now Kim has asked if her boyfriend is going to help with the bills.
I hope so. That would be rude. But
We'll
we'll see
see
what
if,
my literal cards say.
well, your cards will tell it the way it is.
This is true. My cards do have a way about them. And a way that nevertheless they which they do. Okay. I will go first. So the first card I pulled is the Ten of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands is about duty and responsibility and obligation. So he should be helping you with the bills. Is he helping with the bills? Probably not, which is probably why you asked this question. So we will continue. The Chariot, which has come up a lot tonight, is about victory, but also fast progress. So if you haven't been asking him or telling him or gently reminding him, I would remind a little more persistently that he has an obligation and duty to help with the bills. And if it's money that is a problem for him, there are other ways to contribute to the household: chores, cleaning, other responsibilities, etc. Because unfortunately, it feels like with the Empress, you are the breadwinner. So if it's bringing in the bread that is the problem, maybe having a conversation with him about what he can do to offset that would probably be helpful because I pulled one more card. It's about balance and duality. So if it's about money and finances, you need to have an honest conversation. And if it's literally he just doesn't financially have the ability to help, what can he give in an energy exchange of time and resources that is comparable to the bills? And those are the literal cards doing what they do.
Okay. So the first card I pulled for you is the Five of Pentacles, which indicates you are really concerned about finances at the moment. The next card I got is the Three of Lamps, which is talking about working on issues in community. This card is also around spirituality and magic. So I'm getting a sense that you can manifest the lack in your finances. But I got the Princess of Cups. Cups are around our emotions. The princess tends to hold back, and I really think you need to state exactly what you need in this situation. Because if you're doing it all, that's not right. And you need to state how you feel and what you need. And then I pulled one more for clarification, and I got magic. And magic means you have the ability to manifest what you need in the situation. So you have the ability to manifest the resources you need to handle the bills at this point, but you also need to manifest the right outcome for you in the emotional situation because you need to feel like you're in a good place emotionally as well as financially. And I really am getting the feeling that you feel like you're carrying the whole household yourself, and that's not right. So I hope that's helpful. We're almost to the top of the hour. I know we've got one more question, but we're not going to be able to get there tonight. I'm so sorry. But we will be back next week for Tarot Thursday. Wherever you're watching tonight, we'll be back next week. And I want to thank everyone for joining us. So, have a great evening and blessed be everyone.